Watch out! Don't get too close!
Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Far and today we're going to be discussing Insurgency Update 1.5. Now, before we hop into the video, I wanted to say thank you all for staying around on this channel. I know I don't post very often, but I am going to kind of change the way I do things, and I just want to make this update really fast so we can get right to the news. Basically, when I make a video now, when I have time to, I'm going to actually try to work on it seriously and not just kind of shoot videos out and make them really low value or not fun to make or not fun to watch, in that I want to actually edit and make it good and, have some cohesion to it. So if I do videos from now on, I think I'm going to try a little bit harder for you guys. So hope you appreciate that in some capacity, but moving on. So the big update really is the Domination mode, which I really am hoping stays in the game, but maybe gets a little bit of work done to it. I like that it feels kind of like a Battlefield game mode, minus the squad spawning, in that you're capturing flags, you're working with your team, you're moving all over the maps, and by the way, this is a really good mode to learn the maps on for other modes, because it lets you explore everything, the whole time. There's no limits really, you can just go wherever. And honestly, that kind of helps with the map knowledge and understanding where choke points might be. Now sure, choke points will change depending on the mode, but I still think it's really valuable to get that kind of first-hand experience on the map itself. Now one big flaw I have with Domination is the spawns. They're really bad. I frequently found myself popping in behind people and people popping in behind me. There was no real sense of a battle line being drawn, which in a way makes sense with a game mode like Domination, because you have people constantly running all over the map. So it's okay if somebody maybe finds their way behind your line and shoots you in the back, but I don't really appreciate it when somebody gets placed actually behind me in a corner that I've already checked. So there could be some work done to the spawning here. And if there was some work done to it, it would be like a 10 out of 10 mode in my opinion. I really like Domination. It's the most fun I think I've had on Insurgency when it comes to the PvP, and I know that's a very strong statement to make, but as you guys might or might not know, I'm a primarily PvE player in this game. I really enjoy the co-op, and please, New World Interactive, we need some more modes, please. I'm holding on to hope here that we get some more modes soon, because as much as I love the co-op, it gets so draining if you do the same thing over and over and over. So hopefully the mods and the night maps and the new modes will flesh that out soon. However, I wanted to discuss more of this Domination mode before I moved on, because it's so much fun, and there's something about just working together, pushing these flags from all different angles and flushing them out with grenades and such. It's just perfect. It feels great to play, and I really hope they keep this one in the game and don't make it like a side mode. I know it might just end up being that way, and people can probably boot it up on a private server or make a server for it, but I really hope they just kind of leave this as a mainstay mode, because even though it's not doing anything that's super boundary pushing, it's still one of the most fun modes I've played in the game. Another really good thing about this update is that it has done some performance tweaking, and I wanted to discuss the performance of Sandstorm, because it's still in a weird place where there are a lot of frame rate dips depending on the graphic settings you're trying to use, but you can also really turn things down a lot and get a lot of your performance back and have a really smooth experience. However, you will have to probably compromise on the visuals depending on your rig. And while New World Interactive have made some pretty strong strides in regards to performance since the launch of the beta, and I've gotta stress this, and I can't stress this enough, it's in a great place now. It's actually playable and it's good compared to that. But I think I have found a solution, at least for me, that works really well and gets rid of 95% of my issues. I only recently discovered that you can use G-Sync on a FreeSync monitor, and I just got a FreeSync monitor that's 144 Hz, and I know that not everyone has the money to lay down on something like this, and I completely understand. The game should run smoothly for you no matter if you have a nice fancy monitor or not. However, if you do happen to have something with FreeSync or G-Sync, I recommend giving that a shot because, man, this game plays so much smoother with it on. It's like you don't even notice the inconsistencies in the frame rate anymore. Like, there are still going to be occasional drops and dips, especially if you're trying to crank up the settings without a very nice graphics card, but man, it makes a huge difference. You won't really see it in the gameplay today that I have, but gameplay that I was getting the other day when I wasn't recording, I was dropping like 20 plus kills in Domination maps and just going crazy, and it was fun, and the aiming felt consistent. It felt a lot more like the original Insurgency did, and that was a good feeling to have. So ultimately, if you can get G-Sync or FreeSync or whatever working, do it, because this game is like a test case for how it really does help a game experience. Also in Update 1.5, they've made a lot of gameplay tweaks and changes, not all of which I was like super on board with, but having played it, I really don't notice the impacts that much, and if anything, it still feels really fun and responsive and everything's good. They reduced the top sprint speed by 8%, again, didn't even really notice that when I was playing. I'm sure that's going to maybe slow down people trying to run with kits that don't have a lot of things on them, like no body armor, no supplies, low, weight weapons. That might impact those players, so rushing down points in PvP might be a little bit harder now. But overall, didn't really notice it. They also made the weapon sway more predictable and less punishing when standing and moving. Now, my initial thought was, uh-oh, because this just is going to encourage running and gunning, but at the same time I kind of realized that Insurgency is a very running gunning kind of game, regardless of the fact that it's also kind of tactical. Like, there is definitely an advantage to having weapons that are a little bit more predictable when standing and moving, and honestly, from what I've played, it feels good. They've also made the recoil when standing and leaning less penalized compared to the other stances. Again, my initial reaction was, oh no, because the whole point of Insurgency is you want to go crouch to shoot because that improves your accuracy. But overall, again, didn't really notice it making that big of a difference, and crouch shooting is still more accurate and feels good to do. So I still think the meta and everything is intact, but the game feels a little bit more consistent, and I think that's what people probably wanted the most out of Insurgency, is more consistency. I know a lot of the PvP players complain because their hits aren't registering correctly and things like that, and having something like this, like more consistent recoil and less weapon sway, is good. They've also improved the smoke grenades, which I like, because apparently the clouds of the smoke were inconsistent, and I did notice a few times where I got shot despite having a complete smoke cover, so hopefully this will make them a little bit more efficient. They will also expand faster, so that makes them more useful. There have also been some competitive improvements. Now, I don't really play competitive, but according to them, they've reset the competitive ranks to address issues of players not being able to find matches of various tiers. They've increased the ranked elo decay for inactive users, and created competitive leaderboards that can be accessed, and let's see, please note that the leaderboard will populate itself as people play. Well, okay, that makes sense. I know a lot of people are very critical of the competitive, like Big Fry, and again, I don't play competitive, so I wouldn't really know, but I would take it that those guys probably know what they're talking about, so New World Interactive should probably listen to them. And finally, the big one, the Mod Tools Private Alpha. So, I'm not signing up for this, but if you guys out there are modders, and I think you know what kind of mods that I enjoy, if you can make those, then maybe you should sign up. But also, this is mainly going to be for the level editing. So if you're interested in level editors or using the Unreal Engine to make some Sandstorm maps, you can actually sign up for it in their little Steam discussion forum posts. So I'll try to leave a link to that below. Honestly, guys, I'm just holding out for the mod tools, like, for everyone to have them and for the modding scene to explode, because, like, really what made Insurgency, like the first one, Source, or whatever you want to call it, what made that game so good was the fact that you had the mod tools and you had like community-made weapons and maps and modes and skins and everything. And it made the game last so much longer. Like, you can still have fun on that game to this day playing with mods. So definitely NWI needs to get these mods out there as quickly as possible and try to salvage this community. And I think once the mods start rolling out and getting like really serious, I think this game is going to explode in popularity, at least a little bit. Alright, and before I go, I just wanted to show a clip of a very funny glitch that my friend Callie found yesterday when we were playing Insurgency. It was a lot of fun finding out about this one, so I'll let you guys see it for yourselves. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
No.
Keep trying, I'm recording this time.
I mean, it judders a bit, but...
Maybe, like, the maps have different skyboxes or something. That might cause a difference. Whoa, it happened to me. If you got, like... Ooh. Yeah, it's doing that thing with, like, for a second, you can see, like, really high again. I don't know. Oh my god.
You're still down there for me.
I'm so happy I'm recording this right now. Holy fucking shit, what is happening? What the hell is happening? I kind of don't want to like touch anything. Because I'm getting higher.
Crash.
Oh, I will. I'll crash.
You'll crash if you like shoot.
Oh. Let me stop recording so I don't like lose it. Okay, this got weird. I'm flying like off the map and the truck went flying too. Okay. Alright.
You're still there on our screen. The physics in this game is just so jank.
Is there a way to like commit Sudoku so I can come back? Is there like a suicide command?
Just walk off. Just keep walking.
Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? Oh wait, now I'm getting like jitters though, like moving forward. Oh, it's because it thinks the truck's there, but it's not because it like went flying. Okay. Interesting.